Coming up on the Pop Warner Super Bowl preview show, who will fly their flags through the city beautiful and march into its end zones? Find out which national powers are squaring off and showing off in this world-class tournament. Plus, break out the costumes and hit the floor. We round off the top cheer teams from the cream of the crop for a star-studded competition. We'll go all the extra yards with in-depth info coming your way. It's time to concentrate on everything we have to offer, so grab a friend with one hand or two. It's bracketology at its finest next. The best of the best ready to show off their skills in Orlando in an unmatched holiday tradition. Welcome to the Pop Warner Super Bowl preview show. I'm Rishi Barron. The Pop Warner Super Bowl and cheer competition is about much more than touchdowns and tumbling. It's a showcase of what one of the top youth organizations in the world has to offer. The Pop Warner Little Scholars Program, the largest organization of its kind on the globe, hosts this Tournament of Champions the first week of December every year. Youth football teams in 11 divisions will play for top prizes in games taking place from December 2nd through the 9th. Lots of life lessons are being taught along the way. At the regional title games played in Orlando recently, we got to hear the kind of wisdom Pop Warner coaches are sharing with their teams.
This is a game, and this one day gonna be just a memory. All right?
Yes, sir.
But you have lives that have to go on. Use this tool, man.
See you all live into your 90-plus years old. You know how you do that? You think about it, you do the right thing, and you stay away from trouble. Do you understand? Your parents are trying to get you through life. Football is great. I can't say it enough. Stay focused on what you're supposed to be doing.
If you're looking for twin numbers for this elite competition, you've come to the right place. Pop Warner Super Bowl 66 is bigger and better than ever, with 88 football teams in the field. The Apopka Blue Darters from Florida won last year's Division I 14U title. They edged out Deer Valley Future 20-16. The Blue Darters nearly missed their chance to compete for a title after losing a qualifying game. However, the Pop Warner tournament had a shortage of teams, so Apopka got an invite. The victory capped a nice run for this group of young men, some who also won the 12U title 2 years ago. The 8 teams in the D1 14U bracket are divided into 2 4-team divisions, the Warner and Tomlin divisions. Essentially, there will be 2 14U champs, one from each division. Let's look at the Warriors competing in the Warner first. California's Southern Marin Broncos face the Fort Lauderdale Falcons with former NFL player Damian Gregory on head coach Andrew Golphin's staff. Virginia's Churchland Tigers play the North Long Beach Panthers out of the Golden State. Now it's the teams in the Tomlin division. Dorchester's Elite from Massachusetts duels it out with Next Level Athletics out of Illinois. Pennsylvania's Derby Monarchs will try to hook the Colorado Longhorns, who have former NFL first-round pick Adam Carricker helping out as an assistant coach. Now, many cultures around the world consider 13 to be a lucky number. If I was a betting man, I'd say that the 8 teams in Division I 13U feel fortunate to be here too. Damian Sisko joins us to break down that bracket. Damian?
Thank you, Rishi. If I was in the 13U bracket, I'd be feeling really lucky. An interesting thing about this bracket is that every team comes from a different state. Now let's kick this thing off Pop Warner style. We kick things off with the Oceanside Running Pirates out of California. They will face the West Chase Colts from Florida, who are the only team to make a reappearance in this year's Division I 13U. Next is the Apex Cougars out of North Carolina, going up against the Flying High Eagles out of Marsh Creek, Pennsylvania. For the Eagles, ex-NFL quarterback Matt Ryan played for the team when he was in Pop Warner. Then it's the Mount Hope Cowboys from Rhode Island versus the Colorado Spillionaires, who, like MJ, are 6-time league champions. To close out the bracket, it would be the Illinois Junior Celtics matched up against the Loris Hurricanes of Massachusetts, where current Seattle Seahawks receiver Jake Bobo played during his Pop Warner days. Last year's winner was the Richmond Purine Giants out of Florida. There are 7 new teams in this year's bracket, and boy, oh boy, will it be fun. Now let's toss it back to Richie for the D1 12U bracket.
Thanks, Damian. Maybe we'll have more NFL players coming out of that bracket. We'll see. The Pop Warner Little Scholars Organization has been around for 94 years. It's amazing how much growth youth football has had since then. We saw this firsthand in last year's 12U title game. The Downingtown Young Whippets from Pennsylvania held off the Portage Indians 20-16 to claim the D1 12U crown. Their path included a 20-14 win over the Saddle Valley Blue Bears and a 14-0 blanking of the Dorchester Eagles. The title game was more competitive, but it resulted in another crown for Downingtown. We'll have a new champ this year. The Odell Eagles from the Tar Heel State face the East Bay Warriors out of California. If you want more Warriors, you have them. Avalon from Florida and Creekside out of California doing battle against each other. Deer Valley The Buffs out of Arizona will go up against 9-1 Lower Perk Longhorns from PA. Indiana's Portage Indians, who have 2 titles in the last 3 years, play Connecticut's Hartford Hurricanes. Once again, the Orange County Convention Center will be home to another competition that features talented young athletes jumping for joy. The 36th edition of the Pop Warner Cheer and Dance Championships feature 4 days of fun in a one-stop shopping venue where competitors can practice, warm up, compete, and receive awards, all under the same roof. Elite teams from all over the U.S. earned the right to compete for titles from December 4th through the 7th. Hundreds of teams will take part in show cheer, core cheer, sideline performance cheer, pom performance, theme dance, and hip hop. Competitions begin each day at 8 a.m. at the Orange County Convention Center. For the 4th straight year, Camping World Stadium is the final destination for Pop Warner's finest. 3 brackets are in the books, but still 8 more to share. You'll see them all here on the Pop Warner Super Bowl Preview Show.
The growth of this school has been so gratifying to see, and it's only the beginning. From the start, I knew we were going to have a great faculty, great facilities, and great guests from the industry, but the most satisfying thing for me has been to see the excitement and the talents that our students display every single day. They are what makes this program special. We designed this program to be challenging, and the goal from the start was to mimic the industry our students would be entering. So we put them in real-world situations. You're covering live college sports. You're calling esports matches. You're working behind the anchor desk. And they've taken the challenges head on. And now that hard work is paying off. We have graduates working all over the country in all facets of the industry, from on-air jobs at local stations to behind-the-scenes jobs at large companies. Our grads are taking the industry by storm. Can't wait to see where we go from here. If you want to be a sportscaster, if you want to break into this business, this is the place to be. New classes start every month. I hope you'll join us.
Camping World Stadium is prepped and ready for bowl season. College football teams will have to wait, though. It's time for the kids to shine first. The Pop Warner Super Bowl is proud to be back for another year at this fantastic venue. The teams in the D1 11U bracket will be there battling for a championship. Florida's Avalon Wolves will get a challenge from California's East Bay Warrior, who've only lost 1 game in 2 years. The Marsh Creek Eagles from Pennsylvania are fired up to claw it out with North Carolina's Capital City Steelers, who have several NFL alums, including Dolphins receiver Braxton Berrios. Connecticut's Hartford Hurricanes go up against California's Saddleback Valley Blue Bears, and head coach Timothy Webb of the Dixmoor Vikings has the same group of players back after a runner-up showing in 10U last year. The Vikings' first opponent in 2023, California's Santa Margarita Cowboys. The Downingtown Young Whippets also won the Division I 10U title. This group of outstanding young men dominated their bracket. The Whippets won their first game against the Weld County Bears 32-0, and then went on to top the Far West Steelers 20-6 in the semis. Downingtown claimed the title with a 24-0 win over the Proviso Township Bills. 8 teams have hopes of tackling that title this year. The Everett Crimson Tide from Massachusetts roll into a rodeo against California's Santa Margarita Cowboys. The Palmetto Raiders, a Florida power at 12-0, take on the Westlake Red Chaps out of Texas. PA's Abington Raiders take their motto onto the next one into a showdown with California's Santa Cruz Seahawks. North Carolina's Coastal Cowboys open up against the 8-0 Dixmoor Vikings from Illinois. Well, you're never too young to enjoy the fun and festivities of the Pop Warner Super Bowl. That's why the 9U age group is back. Gianni Peterson is with us now to break down those 9U brackets.
Thanks, Rishi. Something special about playing on the big stage for the first time. Let's check out the Division I 9U matchups. In our first matchup, we have the Pendle Wildcats taking on the Portsmouth Bruins. The Wildcats come into the matchup with an 11-0 record, outscoring their opponents 239-6. As for the Bruins, they are a tough team and won't go down without a fight. We move on to the Battle of the South, where the West Chase Colts will take on the Capital City Steelers. The Colts come into the tournament with a perfect 7-0 record. The Steelers, on the other hand, are one of 3 Capital City teams heading to Florida. For the third matchup, we have the Murrieta Valley Blitzhawks versus the Southern Colorado Warriors. The Blitzhawks boast some NFL alums, Kenny Stills and Junior Seau. For the Warriors, be on the lookout for quarterback and defensive end Elias Council. For our fourth and final matchup, we have the Richmond Heights Conquerors against the Waterbury Patriots. The Conquerors have the youngest coach in team history at just 22 years of age.
Connecticut's Amity Spartans fighting it out with the Palm Beach Gardens Gators. The Northampton Indians from the Keystone State ride their outstanding offensive line into the trenches against Florida's North Pinellas Panthers. The Apopka Blue Darters will have a big fan base making the short trip for their game against Indiana's Greater LaPorte Slicers. And NFL standouts Amari Cooper and Denzel Perryman are part of a star-studded coaching staff for Florida's Coconut Grove Cowboys, who begin their championship chase against North Carolina's Mallard Creek Chargers. Teamwork, dedication, superior work ethic, those are all core values of the Pop Warner organization.
They're also characteristics that you'll find from every team in our next set of brackets. The Oakleaf Renegades brought home the national championship to Jacksonville. They defeated the Addison Cowboys 34-19 to claim the D2 10U title. The Renegades won their first 2 games leading up to the title by a combined score of 54-0. They were one of 4 Florida teams to reach the championship round. 3 of them won it all. As for this year's bracket, we have the Leyden Bears versus the Edgewood Eagles. Current New York Giants safety Julian Love is an alum of their program. The Eagles come into the game with a 12-0 record. We've got the Battle of the Northeast in our second matchup as the West Elmwood Intruders take on the Northeast Bulldogs. In our third matchup, we have the Reno Sparks Miners matching up against the Dunellen Tigers. For the Tigers, watch out for running back and linebacker Avery Cox. Our final matchup features the second Capital City Steelers team taking on the Saddleback Valley Blue Bears. The Bears are led by head coach Jerry Cannon, who has been coaching Pop Warner for 28 years.
And I'm sure those players have learned so much from him during that time. Gianni, thank you so much for all your insight. And hey, we can't wait to see what these teams bring to the table, both on and off the field. The Titletown Titans of Valdosta, Georgia, lived up to their name last year. They won the Division II 11U crown. The Titans won their first game against the Addison Cowboys 19-7. Then they knocked off the Lake Nona Junior Lions 33-12 in the semis. The Titans won the championship game against the Abington Raiders 34-14. Like most successful programs, outstanding play in the trenches helped lead Titletown to victory last year. The Titans are back looking for seconds, but the road to another championship will not be easy. Damian is back to dive into the D2 11U brackets.
Thank you, Rishi. In football, nothing comes easy. You have to work hard and give 100% at all times to be successful. For the 8 teams in this bracket, they all have their eyes on the prize. To get things started, the Menlo Atherton Vikings from Cali will go toe-to-toe with the NYSA Cowboys, who are dedicating this season to DJ Mojica, the team's biggest fan, who passed away after a battle with cancer in 2019. The second matchup features the Fleming Island Dreadnoughts out of Florida, stepping up against the Enon Eagles from Pennsylvania. The third game will feature the Addison Cowboys from Illinois, who are the only team to make a reappearance in this bracket from last season. They will face off against the Westside Eagles coming all the way from Hawaii. And to round out the bracket, it will be the Manchester Redhawks from Connecticut against the Capital City Ravens from North Carolina. We got a lot of teams coming from a lot of different states. So what does the weather look like? To begin in the event, it will be in the 80s with a high chance of rain. But as we move into the actual Super Bowl itself, it will become more football weather as it will drop into the 60s. Now, back to you, Rishi.
Love the weather report, Damian. Thank you so much. We're closing in on the finish line, but there's still some work to be done. The final pieces to our championship puzzle are on their way. We reveal the remaining matchups next.
The growth of this school has been so gratifying to see, and it's only the beginning. From the start, I knew we were going to have a great faculty, great facilities, and great guests from the industry, but the most satisfying thing for me has been to see the excitement and the talents that our students display every single day. They are what makes this program special. We designed this program to be challenging, and the goal from the start was to mimic the industry our students would be entering. So we put them in real-world situations. You're covering live college sports. You're calling esports matches. You're working behind the anchor desk. And they've taken the challenges head on. And now that hard work is paying off. We have graduates working all over the country in all facets of the industry, from on-air jobs at local stations to behind-the-scenes jobs at large companies. Our grads are taking the industry by storm. Can't wait to see where we go from here. If you want to be a sportscaster, if you want to break into this business, this is the place to be. New classes start every month. I hope you'll join us.
That is a taste of the excitement you'll see during the Pop Warner Cheer and Dance Championships. It all happens at the Orange County Convention Center with start times at 8 a.m. each day. Monday features show and core cheer. Tuesday has more show cheer and sideline cheer. Show and core cheer are back on Wednesday, which also features pop performance, theme dance, and hip hop. On the final day, it's all show cheer, a great way to cap this outstanding competition. Earlier this year, Pop Warner released a public service announcement to address the trend of poor fan behavior at youth sports events across the country. The Be Better campaign encourages a positive experience for everyone.
Mom.
Dad.
You taught us to never talk back.
No swearing. No screaming.
Treat people with respect. But at our games,
our competitions, my teammates and I look in the stands.
And the behavior is
embarrassing, childish, scary, yelling at us and our coaches,
threatening officials and other parents. We're kids and it's just a game.
So please, chill.
Act like adults.
Be better.
Be better.
Be better.
Be better.
Be better. Be better.
Now it's time to unveil our final two brackets, beginning with the Division II 12U teams. Before we look ahead, let's look back at who won that title last year. The Oviedo Lions took home the Division II 12U title 1 year ago. They were 28-14 winners in the championship game. The Lions had an excellent day throwing the ball and defending the pass. Hey, that's a good way to win. They are one of 3 championship teams from Florida that took home the bacon in last year's competition. No Oviedo to chase down this year. Pennsylvania's Enon Eagles face the 10-0 West Haven Seahawks from Connecticut. The Duke City Outlaws from New Mexico will play their pregame song Who You With by Little John before taking on the Titletown Titans. It's Ohio's Maple Heights Saints battling California's Montbello Indians. And Virginia's Bennett Creek Warriors have a saying they go by, nothing is given, everything is earned. Well, that's definitely the case when facing California's Santa Clara Wildcats. In 13U, two powerhouses collide when the Oviedo Lions from just down the road go at it with Indiana's Portage Indians. The Aurora Gators from Illinois have their linemen play both ways, a strategy they hope pays off against the Reno Sparks Grizzlies. It's the Tustin Black Cobras from California against Connecticut's Manchester Redhawks. And the Pennsylvania powerhouse, you may have heard about them a couple times in this broadcast, the Downingtown Young Whippets hope to cap off their program's 60th anniversary with the title. That starts with a matchup against the Pale Panthers from North Carolina. If you won't be able to watch the football games or cheer competition in person, we've still got you covered. You can watch everything on Flow Sports. Flow Football will be live streaming football games while Flow Cheer is streaming all cheer and dance competitions. For more details, check out popwarnersuperbowl.com. Well, we told you before that we'd get you ready for all the action, and we sure did. 88 teams in the football category and 11 different classifications. They're all accounted for, and you have all the key info you need to get set for the cheer and dance competitions as well. We were so excited to watch all of these young men and women having the time of their lives, making themselves happy with what they like to do. They did that last year. They'll do it again this year. Good luck that is, to every single one of them. I want to give a very special thank you to our crew, a crew that worked extremely hard to put this show together for you. For Damian and Gianni, I'm Rishi Barron. Thanks for watching the Pop Warner Super Bowl preview show. Enjoy all the fun and your holiday.